China once again appears to be checking out how far it can go in asserting control over the West Philippine Sea, this time tightening its grip on Scarborough.
This is China Sea. Do you hear immediately? Do you hear?
You are within Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone.
You are not allowed to land on the river without the permission from China.
Pero sa lahat ng mga bansang ito, China ang pinaka-agresibo.
China is facing backlash for blocking the New Zealand screening of a Filipino documentary on Filipino fishermen, naval officers at Coast Guard stationed in the West Philippine Sea. The Chinese Consulate General in Auckland on Friday, July 4, asked that the festival cancel further screenings of the Filipino documentary entitled Food Delivery, Fresh from the West Philippine Sea. The documentary was first shown on
The West Philippine Sea is one of the most important and contested areas in Southeast Asia. It is part of the South China Sea that falls within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone or EEZ, an area where our country has the right to explore, use, and protect natural resources. For many years, the West Philippine Sea has played a vital role in the lives of Filipinos. Our fishermen depend on these waters for their daily livelihood. Our marine environment provides food, biodiversity, and future opportunities for research and sustainable development. And most importantly, it is part of our national identity and sovereignty. However, despite these clear rights, the Philippines has faced ongoing disputes with China and other neighboring countries. China claims almost the entire South China Sea through what they call the Nine-Dash Line. These claims overlap with the maritime zones of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Because of this, tensions have grown over the years. In 2016, the Philippines achieved a significant milestone when the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled in our favor. The ruling stated clearly that China's Nine-Dash Line has no legal basis and that the Philippines has exclusive rights to resources within our EEZ, including the West Philippine Sea. This decision was a major victory not only for the Philippines but also for international law. But even with this legal win, challenges continue. Foreign vessels still enter areas that belong to the Philippines. There are reports of harassment against Filipino fishermen, restrictions in traditional fishing grounds, and the construction of artificial islands and military structures on reefs. These activities affect livelihoods, disrupt marine ecosystem, and increase tension in the region. The dispute is not only about territories on a map. It has real consequences for ordinary people. When Filipino fishermen lose access to fishing grounds, their families struggle. When our environment is damaged, it affects food security and the health of our oceans. And when tension rise, it impacts peace and stability in the entire region. Despite these difficulties, the Philippines continues to stand firm. Our government works with allies and international partners to promote dialogue, cooperation, and peaceful resolution. We strengthen our Coast Guard presence, support our fishermen, and use diplomatic channels to assert our rights based on international law. The goal is not conflict. The goal is fairness, respect, and long-term peace. We aim for a region where countries can share resources responsibly, follow international rules, and protect the rights of every nation. At the end of the day, the West Philippine Sea represents more than a territorial claim. It reflects our commitment to sovereignty, justice, and the future of our people. It reminds us that protecting our waters is not just for today, but for the generations to come. And as we move forward, the Philippines will continue to uphold the truth, defend what is ours, and work toward a peaceful and stable West Philippine Sea for all Filipinos.
Good day, distinguished delegates and representatives of ASEAN member states. Welcome to our ASEAN high-level dialogue focusing on one of the most region's pressing challenges, the West Philippine Sea. Our objective today is to analyze the issue, exchange perspectives, and propose practical solutions that uphold peace, regional stability, and cooperation, consistent with the international law and ASEAN principles. To begin, I invite each representative to briefly present their country's stance.
The Philippines maintains that the West Philippine Sea is part of our exclusive economic zone, as defined under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Our priority is to pursue peaceful dialogue, uphold the 2016 Arbitral Award, and safeguard our maritime resources for the benefit of our people. We stand firm on our rule-based international order.
Indonesia is not a claimant state in the dispute, but they play a vital role as a mediator. Our primary concern is maintaining freedom of navigation, regional peace, and secure environment for trade and development.
Singapore remains neutral but firmly supports international law, especially UNCLOS. We encourage all parties to avoid actions that escalate tensions and instead commit to transparent dialogue.
Thailand believes ASEAN must strengthen communications and mutual trust. As a non-claimant state, we support a peaceful and diplomatic approach through ASEAN-led frameworks.
To Cambodia emphasizes the importance of unity within ASEAN, and we believe the dispute should be resolved through lawful and peaceful measures while preserving ASEAN's neutrality.
Laos supports collective efforts to maintain stability. We encourage all member states to engage in cooperative actions that protect our shared seas.
Thank you, representatives. Let us begin with our first guiding question. How can ASEAN strengthen peaceful resolution and stability in the West Philippine Sea?
ASEAN must adopt a stronger, unified stance. While bilateral negotiations are helpful, multilateral approaches under ASEAN provide greater balance and transparency. Joint statements, shared protocols, and immediate diplomatic responses can discourage aggressive behaviors.
We recommend regular joint maritime patrols among ASEAN claimant states. These patrols do not target any specific country, they simply show our commitment to peace, safety, and preventing illegal activities.
To avoid miscalculation at sea, ASEAN should establish a 24/7 maritime incident hotline. Whenever encounters occur between vessels, the hotline indirects immediate communication, ensures the reducing risk of escalation.
Confidence building measures are also essential. ASEAN can hold annual naval exchanges, workshops, and training in maritime safety. These activities build trust and transparency.
ASEAN should standardize rules of engagement for maritime encounters so coast guards and naval vessels avoid misunderstandings.
Regional stability depends on consistent communication, and we propose a quarterly ASEAN Maritime Security Forum where officials review concerns, discuss incidents, and evaluate risks.
And also, we should not forget sustainable use of resources. Stability also requires preventing overfishing and protecting the environment, which can only be done through cooperation.
Let us proceed to the second guiding question. How can ASEAN reinforce diplomatic and legal frameworks like the ASEAN Regional Forum, or ARF, the Code of Conduct, COC, and the UNCLOS?
The ARF should conduct mandatory annual maritime reviews, requiring all parties to report activities and incidents. Transparency builds trust.
The upcoming Code of Conduct must shape from voluntary guidelines to binding commitments. Violations should have consequences agreed upon collectively by ASEAN.
UNCLOS must remain a central legal basis. ASEAN should consistently invoke UNCLOS when addressing territorial and maritime disputes. no exceptions.
To support this, we recommend creating ASEAN Maritime Legal Advisory Council. This council will help member states interpret UNCLOS, prepare legal documents, and coordinate diplomatic actions.
We must also encourage all external actors, claimant or non-claimant, to participate in peace dialogue within the Asian frameworks. This reinforces Asian centrality.
ASEAN should promote transparency by requiring countries to share maritime data, including patrol routes, sightings, and environment assessments. Information sharing reduces suspicion.
Legal strengthening must go hand in hand with capacity building. Some ASEAN states need training and resources to properly enforce maritime laws.
For our final major discussion point, what should ASEAN do to mediate tensions, protect marine resources, and ensure freedom of navigation?
ASEAN must serve as a neutral mediator. We can convene dialogue between claimant state and major external actors to reduce friction.
Freedom of navigation is essential for global trade. ASEAN should strengthen anti-piracy operations, maintain open sea lanes, and adopt to standardized protocols for maritime encounters.
To protect marine resources, we propose an ASEAN Marine Conservation Agreement focusing on sustainable fishing, coral reef protection, pollution control, and monitoring of destructive activities.
We also support joint development initiatives. Countries can share resources like oil, gas, and fish stocks without giving up sovereignty. Cooperation prevents conflict.
To enhance surveillance, ASEAN can build an integrated satellite monitoring system. This system will detect illegal fishing, reef destruction, and unauthorized military movements.
ASEAN should prepare rapid response teams for maritime emergencies, including oil spills, vessel collisions, and environmental damages.
And we must always ensure that diplomacy remains the first option. ASEAN should continuously promote peaceful dialogue over military confrontation.
Resource protection also includes educational campaigns for coastal communities to prevent overfishing and marine pollution.
Before we conclude, I'd like to open the floor for brief reactions.
I agree with Vietnam's proposal on joint patrols. They can reduce illegal activities, but coordination must be clear to avoid confusion among vessels.
Thank you, and I support the Philippines on idea on marine conservation. Environmental protection is often overlooked in the dispute.
I would also like to add that joint development areas must be carefully planned to avoid new conflicts.
And transparency is key. Even joint projects must follow clear protocols and international law.
ASEAN unity is a real strength. If we face this dispute divided, tension will only grow.
Thank you for those responses. Your insights demonstrates ASEAN's commitment to peaceful cooperation. Today's dialogue highlighted several important points. ASEAN must strengthen peaceful multilateral approaches. ARF, UNCLOS, and the Code of Conduct need stronger in reinforcement. Communication hotlines, joint patrols, and information sharing improves stability. ASEAN has a central role in maintaining peace, dialogue, and freedom of navigation. Through the West Philippine Sea dispute remains complex, today's discussion shows that cooperation, diplomacy, and unity can lead us to peaceful and stable Southeast Asia. Thank you, delegates, for your commitment and your insights. This concludes our ASEAN Summit Dialogue.